Okay, so now we're talking about three voice sequences. Some of these aren't even sequences, but they kind of fit in with the chapter. This first one is just parallel sixths, and it's pretty easy to do. Everything is just going to be here in sixths. So if we take this top line here, and I just put in, um, let's see, we'll just. Oh, so there's our parallel sixth, and then if I go in and add in the fourths below, let's see here. Let's see if I can do this all in one swing. That would be cool, wouldn't it? And there it is. So it's just a succession of parallel sixths. Notice that we have reduced the texture here. We are using only three voices. If we used four voices, there'd be no way to avoid really parallel octaves at some point. So it's important that you remember in just about all of these we're looking at today, you need to have three voices. Try to get it down to three voices. Now, that doesn't necessarily include accompanimental figures in, say, if you're doing a piano or orchestra work, but this does reduce the problems that you'll have. Uh, so that's basically all there is to say about that, except that notice I did not label chords here. And that's mainly because, when we label Roman numerals, they have a function to them. We know that there's a certain logical pattern we expect in tonal music, like, 2 generally goes to 5 to 1, 4 could go to 5 or to 2, 6 might go to 2 or 4. We have a general idea approximately of where they'd go, and we have the phrase model with our predominant, dominant, tonic harmonies. This defies that. These are just all parallel chords in first inversion, similar to what in the Renaissance would have been called Faubourdan. It's just a succession of parallel six chords, so I think I've beaten that one to death. Let's move on. Now, this next one is a linear pattern of 5 rising to 6. We've seen a little bit of this prior to this video, but this is going to carry it out into a sequence. So we have 5, 6, and if I went under here now, could put in a 5 there. So obviously the next thing we need is a 6. Well, 6 above this is going to be a C. And if we just keep rising that figure, we get D, and then we get E, and then we get F, and then we'll finally end up on G. And then our inner voice is just going to follow what it's been doing. It's going to go, A, B, C, D, and it could go up to the E there. Let's make that an E. There we go. So we have 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6. In this case, we're following the outer voice. Okay, so it's just a rising, ascending 5, 6. And you can do this sort of thing with any kind of sequence, as we'll see in the next one. Again, labeling the chords has no meaning. There's no function behind them. So this one, we get a what we're going to get here is a 7, sorry, a and then we're going to get here, what we're working towards is a 7-6 suspension. So if I go in here, we have a 7 here. If I lower to an A, and then a G, we have our, let's see, I'll just take this one up to an A to get that final 5 chord. We have our 7, 6 idea here. Okay, and then I use a 7/8 retardation to get out of that there. Again, it's a linear thing. Okay. All of these were very common in the Baroque and the Classic period. Not quite as obvious, but still used in the Romantic period with all its thick harmony. They tend to be, when they occur, they tend to be hidden more. You'll find each of these actually as far back as Palestrina and before. Some of these happen in Dowland. The 5/6 is very common in Dowland. So, just 3 potential linear progressions, linear sequences. They're patterns, so yeah, they constitute sequences. So, yeah,